everybody, and welcome to my new live. Hello, and yes, I hope we are working, that you can see me, and that everything is a tickety-boo. So here's hoping. Anyway, I shall get the hang of this one day. I'm not very good at this bit, and I'm very, very static today. Welcome to the UK, where it's pouring with rain and freezing cold, and I've gone very static because we're here in the centrally heated house, which means you do get very static. Right, what I thought I'd do is I'll chat to you about some of the things that I've been doing over the last few weeks and months, and things keep popping up on my computer, but I have no idea how to interact with half of these things. Still, never mind. Let me just move that over. So yeah, I thought I'd talk to you about what I've been doing, and I've been doing some investigation into paper mache hat blocks. Now, I bought a few paper mache hat blocks, vintage ones, some years ago, and I'll show you them. And I've been looking up how to make them, and there is nothing out there, I can tell you. Nothing at all about paper mache hat blocks. So I'm doing investigation off my own bat. Now, yes, I did buy some as a job lot, and these were from years ago, so I didn't know really what I was going to have. And it looks to be as if they're all made by different people at different times. Now, this little one, I use an awful lot. I make lots of little vintage half hats with this, and it's really, really useful. It's very, very solid. You can't, well, you could break it if I put tremendous force on it, but it's really, really solid, and it's paper on both sides, and it's obviously been made on another hat block, and they've made this shape. So that was the first one I had, and I've used this one a lot. Now this next one is rather fun. It's in a clamshell shape. So you can either have it like that, or you could have it like that, although it would be a bit odd, I think, that way around. So I think it's supposed to be like that. I've used it once or twice, but it does give very much a sort of I don't know, little Bo Peep look, which is not something that's very popular nowadays. And this is obviously from the 40s, something like that. And again, very, very solidly made, as you can see. So that was the second one. Now I've also got this one, and again this is quite a nice style because this just perches at the side of the head, and this is something that, you know, is great for modern day. This, you know, could be used for all sorts of hats in the modern world. Let's put it around that way. So one side seems to sort of fit better than the other, so I probably got it on my head the wrong way round. Now again, this is very, very solid, and what they've done with this one, whoever made this one, has curved the edge over, and it's padded underneath with some sort of domette, some sort of wadding, which is made for a nice edge to pin around, because the only trouble with most of these is they are very difficult to pin onto, Great with wonder clips, you can clip it, but they are difficult to pin into because you haven't got a lot of land on the edge. But this one has got more land to it. Now, I don't know if anyone's viewing this. I've got absolutely no idea. I could be talking to myself, couldn't I? So I'm just going to say, hi everybody. Yeah, I could be totally on my own here. Oh, what's it say? Oh, recommend something, but I haven't got time to be fiddling. It took me all morning to remember how to do this. And the last one I've got here to show you is this little one, which is like a, I don't know, little boatery, sort of like that. Now this one's got a felt or sort of domette top to it. So although it's got paper mache all the way around, it's got this sort of felt fabric on the top. And nicely enough, it's got an original label inside. Now, I don't know if this is the maker or someone it was made for, but it was made for a lady in Minneapolis, Minnesota, Cedar Avenue. It's got her address in it. Perhaps this was in case she lost it when she was out one day. Anyway, so those are the vintage ones I've got, and I thought, right, how do I go about starting making my own paper mache hat block? Because I suppose the nice thing is, if you make your own, you can make probably an unusual shape like that one, or like this one, that you wouldn't normally see from a hat block maker. You'd have to have it specially made. And so I thought it would be nice to work out how to do it. So to start, what I did was I thought I would try making a copy of a saucer brim, something that I use all the time, and I'll try that. So what I did was I covered this in cling film, and I worked out that I would need the underside to be the top of my block, because I needed the nice shape under on that side. So I would have to work from that way up. So what I did was I started. I had my cling film on, my saran wrap. I started to build up my paper levels. Now I've taken this off of this, so it doesn't work very well now. So what I did was I started off with some, as you can see on this side, white. Don't worry, I have videoed all this, and this will be up in a video when I'm working on this a bit more. So I started on this side just with tiny bits of paper strip, and I used watered down PVA glue. So I started, this is the underside, so I started building it up sort of that way. And then I thought, this paper's not brilliant. I think it's probably got a bit of a shine to it. It didn't absorb the glue very well. So then I started using brown paper tape and brown paper. And again, using watered down PVA. Now, two things occurred. Not only does it take a long time to do, but the PVA takes forever to dry because the paper gets very wet and soggy, and you can't build up the next layer until the first layer's dry. And also, I was very worried that the glue wasn't holding, and to my dismay, it's not held terribly well, and bits fall off very easily. So that isn't working. And also I realised it's never going to be stiff enough unless I build so many layers up. It's going to take me weeks to do. Now what I did think as well is when I got so far, I would have to trim it, wire the edge, and then paper over the edge, so that again I had a really good edge that I could block onto. So I tried looking up how people made these in the past, and there's nothing really. I've looked in some of my book, well, I've looked in all my books, I've looked online, and there's nothing really definitive. So, but I did work out that most of the people who made these blocks started off with a base. They didn't just build up tons of paper. And of course I've realised that doesn't work because it just takes forever. So they used a base. Now you could use Buckram as a base. That would make a good base. Now years ago they used something called espartry or spartery, which was this fabric. This is vintage, and what it is on one side it's woven willow or straw, and on the other side it's got a very, very thin layer of muslin starched to it, and this was used to make blocks. Now you can't get, I was very lucky, I was given this bit, and as you can see it's not very big, and I've got two small offcuts, one, two, very tiny one there. So I'm going to have to think long and hard about which shape I'm going to make so that I can make the most of this very sort of rare, I would say, fabric. You just can't get the old stuff. You can get a modern version, which is a Japanese spartery, and what it is it's like paper, toyo paper, and muslin. Now I've looked up online, and some hat suppliers do it. I think House of Adorn had it. It was available in America and Australia, I noticed that. But apparently this blocks really well to make your own hat blocks, and this is what this was generally used for. So I've realised that I'm better off making a block with my base and then covering both sides with paper like this, and I'll end up with something stiffer and something that doesn't take me days and days and days to make. So I'm videoing the processes as I go along, and I'll be putting that up for general consumption. So you can see, I mean, I was disappointed that the first one didn't work, but this is the thing about millinery. If it doesn't work, you've got to try again, like a lot of things. So that's my foray into hat blocks. And as I say, if you wanted to have a go yourself, you might want to wait until I've done the video, because I think I'm not going to use PVA. I didn't like the way that behaved. And I may go to the old thing of wallpaper paste. So I thought that might be better, and it might hold better, because the PVA just wasn't, you know, keeping all the paper in place, and I picked it up and bits of paper flew everywhere. And I have to say, you have to cut an awful lot of paper. So that's my little foray into hat block making with paper mache. So I will carry on with that, and also let you know how I get on with my little bit of espartry. I'm going to have to make a very small block. Also, I've been doing a lot of blocks, little bases rather, with Buckram. You've probably seen that I do quite a few half hats and things with a Buckram base, a wired Buckram base. and I'm playing about with shapes. Now it may be that this one is going to be a difficult shape to cover. So I'm going to play about with it, and again I'll show you how I get on. But what I thought would be nice is making bases that I'll sell in my Etsy shop, because a lot of people don't want to go to the time and expense of buying meters of Buckram just for a one-off shape. So I am going to be experimenting with unusual shapes and also bog standard shapes like pillboxes and bog standard half hats. This started out as a half hat, but because it's wired, the nice thing is I can change the shape of it. This is why I like wired Buckram. So it's a bit deformed now. So it started off, it was going to be just like that. But then I thought, oh, no, let's play and turn up the side. So I'm going to have a little play with that. But yeah, I'm going to start putting them, I think, into my Etsy shop, because I quite enjoy making these. Wired, stiffened Buckram, blocked, wired, and then with bias binding all the way around the edge. So not only does it cover the wire, it gives you something to sew to. So I'm going to be carrying on with that. Now, what I did think was, we haven't had a giveaway. So in April, I am going to do a giveaway for the members only. And for the members only, the giveaway will be, and I hope you're going to be able to see this, a Highland Hat Blocks Halo block. So that is what we're going to have for our giveaway for the members only. So I will tell you more about that and how you can win it at the beginning of April, because Hazel and Dom are very kindly making me one and sending it out to me, ready for me to show you and give away. So that will be our giveaway for members only. What I will be doing as well is a giveaway for all subscribers. And guess what? It will be some little Buckram bases ready for you to just titivate and make your own. So as I say, that will be at the beginning of April. You don't have to pay anything to enter. It will just be a free giveaway, and I will put up all the terms and conditions at the beginning of April, along with how to enter to win. So I hope that'll be pleasing for everybody. Now, funnily enough, talking about Buckram bases, this little bridle sort of half hat teardrop has been made on one of my Buckram bases, and it's a brilliant stuff, Buckram, for making all sorts types of shapes and sizes. Now what I've done with this one is, you can see it has a headband, but not everybody wants to wear a headband, and a lot of brides might want to clip or pin. So what I've done is I've made this headband removable. Now you can take the headband out, and what you've got is little elastic loops either side, so that you can position it any way you like on the head. You can have it like that, you can have it like that, you can have it like that. Hang on, I'm so static. Have it like that. And you can just use clips instead of the headband. Oh God, I'm really static. So what I thought was that was interesting to show you, because sometimes when you're trying to think about how to fix things to heads, it's nice to be able to have more than one way of doing it. So what I've done there is I've put those little elastic loops in either end. Sometimes I use a bridle button elastic all the way around, but this was just 2 pieces of elastic sewn in the ends, and then you can slip the headband back in, and it also means the headband can go that way or that way. Oops, popped it out the elastic then, went a bit mad. So, ooh. Ha ha ha. There we are. So yeah, a little way of fastening hats to heads, small hats, if you want to make. I've done it before, made the headband removable, and it does give the client a few more options, especially if you're selling a lot of what I do ready to wear. So you need to sort of give people options. So that's just a little tip and trick. Right, well, that's all for today really, folks, because what I'm going to do is, if this works and I've actually managed to live stream, every time I do this I have to work out how to do it again, because I'm a very busy bunny and I forget in between. But if this works, I'm going to do this every month, and I'm going to do one just for the members and then try and do one for all the subscribers as well, and talk about a different subject each time. But I hope if you have viewed this, it's been interesting. I don't know if anybody has, but it'll be up for everybody to view afterwards anyway, as members, because it is a members only video. I look forward to catching up with you again soon, and take care. Lots of love.